Everybody, welcome in. We're going to be answering some fantasy football questions on this fine Friday at now 5 o'clock. So it means everybody, everybody in the greatest time zone of all time, which is Eastern time zone, should be done working now. But welcome wherever you're at, and feel free to drop a comment if you've got any questions or things like that. I don't know how long we'll be on tonight. We might just have a little short one here, but we will go through and answer all the super chats we get and some of the comments that aren't super chats as well. We do not only answer super chats. And then we'll also answer some questions on the site. If you want to submit there, I can drop the link as well, but we're happy you're here. So make sure you drop a like, make sure you're subscribed as well if you haven't. Okay, let's answer the first question for the guy who was here. Pick 1.5 PPR league, Charbonnet, Kyron, or Marvin Harrison Jr.
Probably Marv.
Yeah, I think I'd go Marv there. So
Just Marv or Kyron for me.
Appreciate it, man. And we do have a super chat from Mad Max. What's up, Max? Good to see you, man. It's a half PPR trade Waddle for DJ Moore, JSN. And your wide receivers are Rice, Higgins, BTJ, Shaheed, and Downs.
I would lean JSN there. It's nothing against DJ Moore. I actually think that DJ Moore is kind of a low-key value right now. But the offense is better in Seattle. They're just looking a lot better right now. JSN getting 16 targets. Clearly, DK Metcalf isn't taking away from his volume because he got 8 targets week 1, 16 week 2. You're probably going to see it consistent in between for the rest of the season. And DJ Moore is just kind of an unknown right now with Caleb Williams and how that offense is doing. I do not trust Shane Waldron. If you know Shane Waldron, the OC for Seattle last year, is now the OC for the Bears this year. And I think it's not a coincidence that their offense is struggling right now, and Shane Waldron is the OC. So probably go with JSN there if you're trading Waddle.
Yeah, I think I agree. And, essentially you have to understand, if you're going for JSN right now, you're essentially betting, and you can let me know in the chat what you guys think. Like, is this going to continue for JSN? Have we arrived? Is it JSN time? Which, if it is, like, this is really good news for Nathan and I, because Nathan and I have been on the JSN train for a long freaking time. And, I have continued to draft JSN this year as well. So we'll see, but it's a good bet. Ethan, appreciate you, man. Dak or Carr this week? Nathan, I'll let you take this one.
Well, let me pull up my rankings here. I pushed up Dak quite a bit this week, or I'm sorry, I pushed up Carr quite a bit this week because they're going against the Eagles, who have given up a lot in the passing game. So week 3, we've got Derek Carr and Dak Prescott back-to-back in the C tier. If you want to follow our green light start sit tool to a T, you go with Derek Carr over Dak Prescott. I'm totally fine with that. Carr has, again, the Eagles. Dak is going against the Ravens. The Ravens defense, solid. Not as good as it was last year, but still solid. Look, for me, it honestly... Go with our start sit tool. Go with Derek Carr this week. I think that's fine.
I've got the rankings up too, and I've got Derek Carr ranked higher this week. So
yeah,
yeah, I think I would just go Derek Carr until he proves that he is not going to do that. So
right.
But appreciate it, man. Thank you for your super chat, Ethan. Let's answer some other questions here. Ramiro was the first one to like, so we'll give him a shout out. Hey guys, who should I start? Tank Dell, Rashad White, Aaron Jones. Pick 2. Between these guys here, I'd probably go. I'd probably go running back here and go Rashad White and Aaron Jones. Nathan, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I would go Rashad and Aaron Jones as well. Tank Dell, I still have hope for, but it's not looking bright right now with as insane as Nico looks at the moment. So just go with the running backs, go with the guaranteed volume.
Yeah, I agree. Would you trade away Shaheed and McBride for Laporta and Rice?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm doing
100%.
That for sure.
Yeah.
Y'all drop Steele for Akers, smart move for flex, and a 60-man PPR. So here's the thing. Akers, he's not going to keep that job. Steele has potential to keep that job, and so, I feel like, especially as a longer-term play, maybe you keep Steele there, but...
I would stick with Steele as well.
I think he has more upside long-term. Appreciate it, man. Jacob says, if I needed to trade A.J. Brown for a healthy wide receiver option, who should I target? All right, let's go ahead and switch over here. I can show you my rankings. So let's look at rest of season. AJ Brown, we've got at where did I put him?
I mean, look, AJ Brown, we knew that this was going to be a multi-week thing with the hamstring injury. Once he's back, I think he's going to be fine, honestly. I wouldn't necessarily, number one, I'd recommend not trading him right now. for a guy who's going to be healthy rest of season. I mean, no one's guaranteed to be healthy the rest of the season. What is guaranteed is AJ Brown when he's on the field, which has been consistently for the past 2 to 3 years, is a high-end wide receiver 1, upside-wise every single week. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend moving him, honestly. Probably the type of receiver that you're getting is like a Devontae Adams. I don't think AJ Brown has lost so much value because everyone knows that it's such a short-term thing. I think they're just playing it conservative.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I've got AJ Brown, like I said, ranked next to Nico, Tyreek, Garrett Wilson still. So I don't expect it to be longer term for him. So, but good question. Appreciate it. Took me a second to find that. What's up, man? Thanks for your super chat. I don't think it lets you leave questions on more than $1 super chat, so you have to leave. You have to actually be able to type in the super chat. But we'll answer this one. We'll answer this one. But so you got Kamara, Pollard. You got Tyreek, Kelsey. Flex can be Goddard, McConkey, Johnson, Akers. I go Akers there. I think Akers is going to get the volume. So,
yep.
Appreciate it, man. All right. Let's see. I'll answer a couple more. Chargers or Raiders, D?
Gosh. Raiders have Carolina this week. Chargers have Pittsburgh. I'll just go with the worst offense in the league. So, I go with the Raiders this week.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I also asked, do I trade Devonta Smith for Mason and Lamar? It's a 6-point touchdown league. I have Josh Allen, but I can try to trade one of the quarterbacks. I mean, no. I wouldn't do that. I'd just hold Smith there. Not super flex? No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'd hold Devonta Smith personally.
I'm holding Smith.
Yeah.
Michael says, redraft PPR is 2-0. He's got AJ Brown, Waddle, Higgins, Watson, D-Rob. Should I trade Dobbins and Waddle for Dell and Gibbs? Yeah, I mean, I think I would do that. I think I'm doing that. So,
yep.
I'll let you get max efforts.
Yeah, Max says, see a super chat. Yeah. Start Brian Thomas Jr., Jaden Reed, or Deontay Johnson. Let me look at my rankings here. I think Brian Thomas and Jaden Reed are relatively close this week, because we don't know if what's his name, Jordan Love, is going to be back. Yeah, we've got Brian Thomas just a few spots ahead of Jaden Reed. They are in the same tier. BTJ has a less friendly matchup against Buffalo. Jaden Reed has a neutral matchup against Tennessee. Honestly, let this be a game time decision. If Jordan Love plays, I am totally fine with you starting Jaden Reed over Brian Thomas Jr. Jaden Reed has shown that, I mean, his rushing upside is legit. Like, they're kind of using him like a Debo.
Right.
And that's something that I remember we talked about it in the offseason a little bit, just wanted to touch on it. And it actually ended up being a legitimate thing year 2. And they're just so much more of a versatile offense with Jordan Love on the field, obviously. So if he plays, go with Jaden Reed. If not, totally cool with you going Brian Thomas Jr. I mean, Brian Thomas had a really tough matchup last week against Cleveland, and he still got 7-8 points. So I think he'll be fine as well.
Yeah, I agree. Richard says trade Jake Ferguson and J.K. Dobbins for JSN and Zach Moss.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing that. Start 3 Rice, Marv, Hill, and Ayuk. Hill, I thought we had this yesterday. I swear we had this question yesterday. Exact question. How do you have all these guys? Hill, Ayuk, and I mean
Rice, Marv, Hill, and Ayuk are 4.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, if you go with our rankings, it's Marv, Hill, and Ayuk.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's Marv, Hill, and I don't know how you have those receivers. Goff or Daniels? I literally have this decision this week, and I'm going Goff. Should be a high scoring matchup against the Cardinals. So,
yeah.
Dynasty highs: Ford, Ertz, Judy, and 25. Second for Ayuk. That's a steal. I got a Dynasty steal done last night or this morning or something like that. I don't
know how you did that.
He wanted Braylon Allen really bad. He had Brees, so I leveraged him into it. So
that is crazy.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I thought it was one of those deals where you just threw something out there as a low ball and then he just takes it and you're like,
no.
What?
He messaged me during the game and wanted Braylon Allen, and so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you in a trade right now.
Yeah. Holy crap, dude.
Braylon
looks good.
Oh, yeah. No, he's good. Dude, my
legit.
Original gut instinct on Braylon Allen was correct that he is a good running back. I got so flip-floppy because of the analytics.
Ryan's Bakery and then the draft capital. It was like I felt like we couldn't say anything about Braylon Allen after he fell that far.
I know.
We should have just gone with the grades. But
Are you going Pollard or London this week?
I'll go London.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, I don't know. Tyjae Spears is banged up.
I think I'd still go London, but
Yeah, I think that's good.
Michael, appreciate you, man. Traded Cup and Kincaid for McBride and Sharps. Did I get cooked? I mean, I don't love pursuing an upgrade at tight end at the mercy of trading away a Cooper Cup. So I would say you lost that trade, but I don't think it's going to ruin your season. But I mean, you just traded for a temporary starter in Charbonnet. So that's the main thing. Like, it's not my favorite, but I don't think you're screwed. I'm sure the rest of your team is fine, but yeah.
The way Kenneth Walker is, his status is going to be up in the
True.
air all year long.
That's true.
So
That's true. Dude, Kenneth Walker's doubtful, which is better than out, but it's still doubtful. Did you see my Kenneth Walker jersey yet?
No, it came in.
Yeah, it's freaking sweet. Although I'm not freaking wearing it until he plays. Look.
Nice. I love, dude, everyone's copying you right now. Like, Zach bought a jersey.
That's
I'm like,
my
are you
thing.
kidding me?
Yeah.
It's definitely your thing. It's kind of annoying.
That's my thing.
But I love their blue jerseys like those.
I know.
Like, I would get, if I get a JSN jersey, like, I would get that style. It's awesome.
Aaron says, DK versus Shaheed and thoughts on Rashid rest of season. So we're going to go DK this week. So Shaheed rest of season. I mean, look, this is going to be entirely dependent on whether or not this you think and whether or not this is actually true. If the Saints offense actually is sustainable. Which,
by the way, I have a fun fact about that.
What's your fun fact?
Part of the reason potentially that their offense looks so explosive and so different than it ever has is Clint Kubiak is a Shanahan guy. He came from San Fran last year, and he runs like a Shanahan type offense, but he does it actually well, and it's how I got the OC job. And he moved out of San Fran to see if he could actually go somewhere. But like, if New Orleans can sustain this success, he's probably gonna have a head coaching job next year.
I did not know Gary Kubiak's kid was a coach. He was the passing game coordinator.
Kubiak,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. That's a fun fact. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So for Shaheed, like, again, I'm starting DK this week. I think Shaheed has crazy upside though. So I think Shaheed has as much upside this week as DK does. So I just lean DK because I feel like he's your best player. You're going to be playing him, but with the Saints offense, I mean, we'll see. I think it's possible that they're good. I mean, people are talking about them, Nathan, like they're Super Bowl contenders, which is insane.
I mean, they just schooled one of the better teams in the NFC, and I don't even like Dallas. I think Dallas is overrated, but the way that they're winning these games looks like it's a bit more sustainable. Not like 40 points sustainable, but just play styles sustainable, which is why I'm starting to think a little higher of Shaheed. Like, this is kind of the situation that you want him to be in from a play calling perspective, where they're kind of building that offense around explosive plays, and he's their most explosive guy.
Exactly.
So, it's very interesting.
Yeah, I agree. All right. You want to take Aladdin's question?
Yes. If I can find. We just gotta. Yeah.
It's
Aladdin says, "What's good?"
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Half. I think he said half PPR. Neighbors, Higgins, or Odunze flex. Neighbors easily. I think even with Higgins coming back, I mean, Higgins does have a little bit of a better matchup than Neighbors going up against Cleveland's, but I'd take a 1 over a 2.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
Definitely not Odunze, even with Keenan Allen injury. Jiwa says traded Cup and Dobbins for Nico Collins. Good trade. That's a great trade.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. Love it.
J-Dub says, should I trade Chase for Saquon Barkley? My wide receivers are Chase, CD, Rashee Rice, Judy, and London, while my running backs are Kyron, Rashad White, Monty. Honestly, I'm totally fine with that.
I'm good with
that. I think that's a lateral move, and given your wide receiver room, you're pretty comfortable with CD and Rashee and London. At running back, I think you're honestly kind of chilling at running back too, but you could use the help with Saquon. I mean, that's in my opinion kind of a league-winning move if Saquon can stay healthy. So.
Yeah, let's go to Kevin. Kevin, appreciate you, man. Should I trade away Tyreek and Moss for Achane? No, I'm not doing that. I don't want to trade Tyreek right now, but I especially don't want to trade him for Achane. Like if you're gonna move off of Tyreek, you want to move out of that offense, right? You're trading Tyreek because you don't believe in the offense the rest of the season, and so trading into the same offense, I'd rather take the proven dominant alpha wide receiver one, especially if you're playing in a PPR league, which I'm assuming you are. And, Moss is nothing in that deal pretty much, but I think the rest of the season I have Tyreek ranked quite a bit higher than Achane. So appreciate it, man. Good question. All right, let's jump over and answer a couple questions on the site real quick. I dropped the link if you guys want to submit over there, but these were all questions that we need to get Anthony's thing sorted out. Okay, you messaged him. Cool. All right, let's go to Tommy's question. Tommy's got a redraft question, and this is Chris McCaffrey for Kyron Williams, and in my opinion, I'm taking Kyron Williams here rest of the season. Nathan?
Yeah, I would go Kyron as well. I agree.
Yeah, I think again, Chris McCaffrey, like, you're pretty worried that he's not going to be available for a lot of this season, so that's really the reason. Kyron's healthy, so.
Yep.
Okay, so this next one here, this is a 10-team PPR. You're currently 1-1, but the team's not looking the best. You got Jaden Daniels, Bijan, Pollard, Wilson, Pittman, Godwin, Henry, Rashad White, JSN, Mixon, Pickens, Hubbard, Purdy, DeMarcus Robinson, Colby Parkinson. You're 2-0. It's really not a bad team at all, even in a 10-team. So the 2-0 leader offered Waddle for Pickens and DeMarcus Robinson with Garrett Wilson and Pittman underperforming. I'm thinking it would be worth it, but Tua injury limits Yeah, I mean, I don't think this really matters to me. I think I'm just going to go with Waddle here.
Yeah,
I think this is just a good deal.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that. Yeah. I get the appeal with Pickens being the one. I get the appeal with his upside, but honestly, I mean, George Pickens' upside is exactly what Waddle's is, even on a bad offense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry too much. I think that's a solid deal.
And I think you've got a pretty good team there as well. I mean, you'd be starting Garrett Wilson, Godwin, and Waddle. With and Pittman would be your fourth guy there. So I like that. Right. I'll take Waddle rest of the season. So okay, I appreciate you, man. Jason, appreciate it. Nathan, I'll let you take this next one. Is Della Fit?
Della Fit says CeeDee Lamb and Devon Achane or Rashee Rice and Bijan. I'll take CeeDee and Achane all day. I like Bijan. He looks really good, but when you're talking about production upside, CeeDee's got the upper hand. When you're talking about that, or compared to Rashee Rice, and then when you're talking about Devon Achane and Bijan, yeah, I'd give the edge to Bijan just because of his bell cow workload. But I mean, Achane's value right now is pretty dang close to Bijan because he's actually getting touchdowns, right? And he's getting a ridiculous amount of receiving work. So I just go with the upside there.
So he's got his team link, so we can kind of give him another counter. I think if you can move Chris Olave for Marv in that trade, then maybe I think I would do it. What do you think? So that'd be CD, Achane, and Olave for Rashee Rice, Bijan Robinson, and Marvin Harrison. If
he could pull that off, I don't know if he'll be able to.
I mean, they're only 4 spots apart, Olave and Harrison. So in like rest of season
community.
Rankings. No, this would be our rankings. So.
Oh, I got you.
So like my rankings, but I'm gonna put that as another option. He can try it, might not get it done, and then I'll do for he's losing the original trade. So I just want a little bit more, man. That's all. So.
Yep.
Appreciate you, man. I'll take Tom's here. Tom's is a start sit. He's 2-0. Oh wait, sorry. He needs help deciding which two to start between Nico, Rice, and Devonta. Okay. So Nico, check. You're starting Nico every week. You don't not start Nico Collins.
Yes.
Now this flex is going to be between Rashee Rice and Devonta Smith, and in our rankings, it says Rashee Rice is 36.
That's wrong. We have Rashee at 14 this week, and we have Devonta Smith at 9.
So yeah, I think you go Smith here with no AJ Brown.
Yeah.
So I like it. I'm confirming this. I think you're good. So good stuff, man. Appreciate you. Let's go to. I'll let you take Tony's. It's a trade question. Dynasty.
Tony says CeeDee Lamb. He's giving up CeeDee Lamb. He's getting a third Jamar Chase and Aaron Jones. So I would assume This is a contending move. You're trying to get a little depth at the running back position. Third doesn't matter. Aaron Jones and Dynasty in the grand scheme of things isn't that significant. So it really is, how much is the difference between CD and Jamar Chase? Is it worth going and getting the productive throw in Aaron Jones? I think that's fine, honestly. I mean, Jamar Chase's outlook and his upside with Joe Burrow hasn't changed. He's going to get paid. He's going to stay on the team. Like, I'm not really worried about that. If you want to do that, I'm fine with it. I think it's a fair deal.
Yeah, I would lean CD here. I guess I'm okay if you take it, but I just don't think it's worth it to down 2 there. I think Aaron Jones and a third are nothing in this trade. So you're essentially just moving from CD.
No, they're not. You're just paying for extra production, which, again, of all the times to do it, I think right now is a respectable time to do it because you're clearly trying to go and make a push. But again, it just is. I guess it depends on how much the gap between CD and Chase is going to be for you long term. So
yeah, I agree. I put down that it was a fair deal, so I marked them both as good. So
cool.
Cool. Okay, that's a team. Okay, we're good. We're caught up. All right, cool. Let's jump up. We're back. We can answer some super chats.
FYI,
yeah.
Niners injury report. Kittle is doubtful. CMC out. Debo out. Ricky Pearsall out. So it's literally it's Jordan Mason.
Juwan Jennings. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they play the Rams, right?
They do.
I mean, that makes Juwan Jennings a pretty good start this week, in my opinion.
Kind of a nice flex option. Yeah.
Yeah. Celarus, appreciate you, man. Would you trade Dobbins and Godwin for Bijan? Yeah, I'm doing that. Not even close. I would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man. Nick, appreciate you. Amon-Ra, Devonta Smith, Marvin Harris Jr., Shaheed. Who starts here? I'll rank these guys for you according to how we have them ranked this week. We'll go Amon-Ra number 1, Devonta Smith number 2, Marvin Harrison Jr. number 3. Do we have Marv behind Devonta? They're in the same tier, probably.
They are probably in the same tier.
They're probably back to back.
They are back to back.
Yep.
We've got Marv at 8, and then we have the next tier starting with Devonta Smith.
So technically, we'll go Amon-Ra here, then Marv, and then Devonta, and then Shaheed.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Appreciate it. He also says top 3 defenses to start. I've got Las Vegas or San Francisco. There's a couple good ones this week. If you're talking, I'm assuming you're talking about like available defenses. The Steelers, I picked the Steelers up off of waivers. They're playing they play the Chargers. I don't know why the Steelers were on waivers anyways. They're one of the better defenses in the league. So,
Herbert's questionable. I think he's like a true questionable this week.
Yeah, he is. He has a high ankle sprain. So the Raiders defense playing the Carolina Panthers is pretty good this week. I would go Las Vegas if I were you. So. San Francisco also, like, playing the Rams with no Puka and no Kupp is good. But, yeah, honestly, I don't blame you if you start San Francisco there either. So I think those guys are equivalent.
I agree.
Next one here. Kittle now doubtful. Should trade or look at waivers and who? I wouldn't trade him. He's going to be fine. In terms of waivers, I was picking up some tight ends today, and I found that it was pretty tough sledding on waivers. Brenton Strange is a decent waiver option this week because you don't have Evan Ingram there in Jacksonville. You could go, Conklin already played. Taysom Hill seems to be the top, like, boom or bust guy that's on the waivers this week. You've got Schultz there probably. Gesicki is a good one. So those are kind of some options, I think, for tight end if you have those guys on your waivers. So
yeah,
it is interesting. I thought there would be more tight ends on the waivers when I went today, so kind of a bummer. All right, I think we're caught up on super chats. Let's answer some normal chats here. Monty, Jacobs, and Sharp start 2 here. This is just our rankings. This is Jacobs and do we have Monty or Sharps ranked higher this week?
I will let you know while I look here. We've got Montgomery at 23. We've got Charbonnet
at 22.
At 22.
Yeah. So, honestly,
they both have good matchups.
They both have.
If you want to go upside, go with the bell cow.
Yeah.
In Charbonnet, if you want to go honestly, I still think Montgomery's safer.
I do too, especially because
you know exactly how he's going to be utilized.
Especially because of the matchup. Real quick, is Mason taking his first L this week? Yes. Ramondre got him 0.3 points last night. Water finds its level. Hugo, appreciate it, man. Would you trade Drake London? Who would you trade Drake London for in a half PPR league? Let me go ahead and pull up our rest of season rankings over here, and we can kind of refer to these. And this is what the heck is wrong with the freaking site right now? There we go. Okay. So Drake London rest of season, right? If you're I'll leave this unfiltered, so it's going to be running backs and wide receivers. But we've got Drake London rest of season as the 19th option in fantasy football. This is expert consensus, so this is all of the flock guys and all of our expert consensus, which I like to use because it balances out some of our opinions. If I were trading Drake London, I would want a Rashee Rice, Marv, Ayuk, Neighbors at wide receiver. I'd want a Kamara. I'd want an Olave, Devonta Smith. That's probably the range I'd want. I'd want an overpay. I think because I think you'd be selling slightly low. I don't think you've seen what he can do yet. So, any ideas there, Nathan? Any thoughts?
Oh, I agree with you on that.
Okay, yeah, I think that's just like
I think he's on the up. So
I think he is too, and I think so is Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers looked good last night, dude. He was slinging it.
He was moving around too.
I know he's actually moving outside the pocket. It was really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
watching him play
funny.
football is awesome. It's the
I know.
best.
His little signature flicks and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I love seeing him run for the first time and like the entire crowd just yelled at the same time, and it was not excitement. They're like, it was awesome.
Mason's making big moves in the flock league. He just dropped Caleb Williams for Geno.
Ooh, big move.
Yeah, that's a big move. Ron Scott, appreciate it, man. You got Kittle. Should I pick up Goddard, Ferguson, or Gesicki? I'd go Ferg out of those guys. Nathan, same.
I'm gonna go with Goddard actually, since AJ Brown's out.
Yeah. Who did we have higher this week? Did we even have Fergie ranked? I don't think
We didn't have Fergie ranked because he did. I mean, last time we checked, he was not trending to play, but we heard a little earlier than expected.
I'll agree with Nathan, and I'll go Goddard there with no AJ Brown. Because I think we would have had them back to back. So, but it's a little bit of a tougher matchup with Ferg, right? Because he's playing the Raiders, the Ravens. So, yeah, appreciate you, man. Thanks for your super chat. All right, drop a like if you haven't already, and drop your questions, drop your comments. Appreciate you guys a ton. All right. Let's see.
No one tell Thomas right now, but he does not have a kicker in a starting lineup.
Don't be tell him. And Terriago, what's up, my friend? Pick one to start. Juwan Jennings, Najee, Jaden Reed, or Odunze. Well, are you starting Juwan Jennings? You're not starting Juwan Jennings over Jaden Reed, are you?
If Jordan Love plays, you start Jaden Reed.
There you go.
If he does not, I would start Juwan Jennings.
And you're starting them both over Najee Harris, who plays the Chargers this week?
100%.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
100%.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
Najee hasn't done anything to make me feel comfortable about starting him.
You want to take David Daniel Pendleton's question? Super chat, by the way.
Yes. He says, oh, hang on. I got to scroll down. He says, hey, fellas, second flex option, Aaron Jones, Darnell Mooney, Rico Dowdle, Javonte Williams, or Josh Downs. Juwan Jennings, free agent, my league. Pick up Juwan Jennings, but your second flex option should definitely be Aaron Jones, hands down.
Yeah, I think it's Aaron Jones
not a
there
question for me. I don't think anyone else is close there.
Yeah. And for Juwan Jennings, let's go ahead and drop. Of those guys, who would you drop first?
Rico
Dowdle.
Second option would be Darnell or Josh Downs.
Or both
but
of those
Josh
guys.
Downs hasn't played, so it's unknown.
Yeah.
But
Let's go to Wave. Wave, appreciate you, man. My Smith, Ford, and Whittington for Tyreek Hill, and Jaden Reed or DJ Moore, Dell, and Ford for Metcalf and Worthy. I already have Rice. Okay, there's lots of options there.
Let's start with the first trade.
Yeah.
These are independent trades.
Smith, Ford, Whittington for Hill and Reed. I mean, that's Smith. Yeah, you take Hill there. And then Moore, Dell, and Ford for Metcalf. And I'm just taking the first one. I'll just take the first one there and take
I'd
Tyreek
take
Hill and
Tyreek.
Jaden. So,
Easy.
yeah.
Yep.
Good trade, man. Appreciate ya.
Yep. Booty Clap King.
What's up, Booty Clap
Says
King?
12 teams, start 11. Fields, Christian Kirk, 25 third, or Devonta Smith. It's not close. I don't know how you're able to pull that off, man. Nice job.
Yeah. No, I think I agree with Nathan there. I think you're just taking because I'm telling you, Fields. I told people, keep your head above the waves. Fields is gonna pop back up in value a little bit.
Back up in value, and then you sell
nobody listened. Sunk cost fallacy. I'm like, whatever, dude.
Punk.
That's nuts, dude.
People mansplaining sunk cost fallacy to you.
Dude, I was triggered.
Oh,
I haven't forgotten either. There's gonna be a segment in when we start doing videos again. There's gonna be a segment in there. Now I gotta sell them off my own team though.
Yeah. When people try to mansplain us about fallacies, I'm like, dude, you're talking to a guy who's taking classes on the definitions of like all of these fallacies. Like, come on.
I'm talking to a Kelly kid.
Michael. No, that's not a college thing.
Michael traded Cup and Kincaid for McBride and Sharbs. Did I get cooked? Oh, we did that one. Appreciate it, Michael. Is Cam Akers a viable running back? Start with Mixon doubtful play. I think he's viable. Yeah, I think he's viable. Daniels or Baker in a 4-point passing. I'd still lean Jaden Daniels there, but it is a tougher matchup this week for him. It's kind of a toss-up. In terms of our QB rankings this week, I think we have Daniels higher. We have Daniels 2 spots higher in the same tier. So pick your poison. We lean Daniels, but it's Danny said Wilson over Jefferson aging well. Danny and I are on a coordinated mission to destroy Bush this week when Justin Jefferson scores more points than Wilson. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a good week.
I think he's going to get destroyed by a lot of people after 3 straight weeks.
Dude, I need Jefferson to pop off.
I needed to wait like a couple weeks, and then it's going to be good.
Which Wilson, I mean, the touchdown salvaged his day last night. Like,
oh yeah,
and he it was just Christian Gonzalez played the ball there, and
he still out targeted everyone. But I swear, people who are into Garrett Wilson this year have to be pulling their hair out with all the Alan Lazard targets.
Well, Lazard and Conklin was getting a ton of targets last night.
Conklin was getting a lot of work. Yeah.
Let's jump down here. We got Jacob. Jacob, we appreciate you, my friend. Traded DK and Brian Thomas for Rashee Rice and Josh Downs. How did I do? Yeah, I mean, I think this is essentially a 2-for-1 here, right? It's DK and BTJ for Rashee Rice, and I think rest of the season I just go ahead and take Rashee Rice. So, yeah,
I think I would too.
Yeah,
and not a horrible deal.
And Gabriel agrees, and he says it's great. So, good stuff. Tsunamic Zoo, Nathan, I'll let you take this one. I love that name.
10-team full PPR, 3 wide receivers, 1 flex. Lamar, Dobbins, Connor, Collins, Harrison, Tyreek, J-Mo, likely Puka, Addison, Cooper, Dowdle, Mostert, Braylon Allen, and Njoku. That is the most loaded wide receiver room I've ever seen. I got offered Kittle and Godwin for Tyreek. In a 10-team, you're going all upside. You want Tyreek easily. You need RBs to target. Ramondre coming off a 0.3-point game. I would still go with Ramondre.
I'm not targeting Ramondre. I'm done now.
Wow.
I mean, their offense looked awful.
He had 2 17-point games first 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, but I feel like last night is what he could be. Like, he had no points last night. I mean,
one of the best defenses in the league.
Wouldn't you rather? Just hear me out. Wouldn't you rather target Montgomery with all the work he's getting? Wouldn't you
want upside?
Wouldn't you rather try to target Rashad White?
Well, yeah, but I mean, the difference between Rashad White and Ramondre to begin the season was a lot bigger, anyways. I mean, if he can, yeah, sure. I was trying to think of more like cheap options right now. I mean, I guess Rashad White is kind of cheap right now.
No, well, him and Ramondre are ranked back to back the rest of the season. But like cheaper options, I'd go Brian Robinson. I go Brian Robinson, Zach Moss right now are my cheap options. So I'm just balancing out the Ramondre takes because after last night, I'm scared on my mind. So
just
it's a good defense, but he just didn't do anything. Heifer, appreciate you, man.
You're gonna throw away the first 2 weeks of the season?
I mean, dude, like you're able to get out on Ramondre for a pretty good price. But I feel like people who have Ramondre now are panicking a little bit. So Mason's pissed that he wasn't able to trade Ramondre, and I told you, dude, if we made him sit in it, and it's good. Heifer, appreciate you, man. Full PPR, 10-team, 2 flex, Hurts, Brees, Bijan, Rashad White, Wilson, Rice, AJ Brown, Tyreek. How? Would you package Kincaid and Worthy to upgrade at tight end? Cheers. Yeah, I definitely would. And I think if you're doing that, you want to go get Trey McBride or you want to go get Bowers. One of those guys.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Good question. Appreciate you, my friend. All right, Ethan, appreciate you, man. This is going to be a 10-team, 1 flex PPR. Allen, Kyron, Jones, Charbonnet, Najee, Bucky, Chubb, Jefferson, Rice, Ayuk, Tank, QJ Watson, and Laporta. You got Ayuk for Dobbins. Holy smokes. So Kyron and Jones, and then you've got Bucky and Chubb and Najee and Sharbs. No, I mean, look, you're starting Jefferson, Rice, Ayuk, Tank. You want to have Tank Dell? No, I mean, I don't think you need to go get a running back upgrade here. I mean, if you can package like a Charbonnet and a Kyron Williams and go get somebody even just ranked slightly higher than Kyron, somebody like Gibbs or Achane or somebody like that, I would do that. I mean, I would take a marginal upgrade there from a rankings perspective just because of the safety that they're going to provide compared to Kyron the rest of the season. Nathan, you have any ideas there? I mean, it's a 10 team, so like he can shoot for upside a little bit here.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
So you can try that.
Yeah.
Anthony, appreciate you, man. Kyler or Daniels and London or Jennings? Kyler and London.
And
right?
Yeah. Yes.
I'll let you take Charlie's.
Charlie says full PPR flexing Worthy, Waddle, or Jennings. Waddle and then Jennings and then Worthy.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Here's the thing, guys. Here's what I think is going to happen this week. This is my gut feeling because this is typically what happens. With Jennings, we are buying in just a little bit to the old vacated volume fallacy, I think. I'm a little bit worried that Jennings not going to do anything this week.
He needs a touchdown, which is why I would just start the better player with Waddle first.
I think that's what I would do too. So,
oh yeah. Yep.
I don't think Jennings is going to get the target volume he needs to produce at a. Like,
Jennings would be my second option of those 3 guys because Worthy's gotten like 4 and 3 targets the last 2 weeks. So,
yeah, good question.
Good question.
Let's go to Edward. Edward says, "Hey guys, need help setting a lineup with AJ Brown out." And Tim and I have Rice, Ridley, BTJ, Watson, Kirk, Rob, Gus, P. Ryan, Mark, Andrews, and Likely. So 3 wide receivers and 1 flex here. So Rice 1, Ridley 2, Brian Thomas 3.
Third receiver, yeah, and then a flex.
Woof. Kirk, maybe?
It's between Watson, Kirk, and Andrews.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Andrews.
I don't want to flex. Right? Yeah. Well, no, I think he's asking if he should flex Andrews, and I wouldn't. So I think it's between Watson and Kirk. And I would go Kirk. I would just bet on a bounce back game. So
it's ugly.
It is ugly. Castro Raid, appreciate you, man. Rate the trade Bowers for Dellen Ferguson. Ferguson. How did I do? Yeah, it's Bowers. There's not even close. Bowers is the league winner, baby. You got the next one.
Orlando says Akers over Rashad? Connor is my other running back. No, I'm going Rashad White. They're both average. Actually, Rashad White's an average running back. Cam Akers is a bad running back. I'll go with Rashad White.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just have to start your better player there. Is it inconceivable that Akers outscores Rashad White this next week? I don't think it is. But no. I do think like you want to give Rashad White another week before you take him out for somebody that's of replacement level options like Akers.
It's like a Madison 1 week stint, right?
Right.
Madison back in his glory days when everyone was so high on him because he'd come in while Dalvin was out for a week, he'd put up 20 points. Right. Sure. No, Rashad White.
Will says running backs are Jacobs, Mason, Connor. You got Chase and Rice and Marvin Harrison Jr. You've got Christian McCaffrey in 0-2. Should I trade Connor or Jacobs for Chris McCaffrey? Oh, the team with Chris McCaffrey is 0-2. Should I trade Connor or Jacobs for Chris McCaffrey given I have Mason too? No. Honestly, no. Just make him suffer. Yeah, I think you can win. So I think I would just
sticking with your guys.
I think I'd just win there. But appreciate it, man. Let's go to Bungee Cord. Nathan, you got this one.
Yeah, Bungee Cord says, whoa, skipped. Stop doing that. Gosh.
Yeah, I'm
Full PPR, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex, auction league. I have Chase, Marv, Ayuk, Pickens, Dell, Smith, and Jigba. Brian Thomas Jr. for wide receiver depth. Likely is my tight end. Hold or upgrade tight end in Njoku. I think you're actually fine with Likely as your tight end. He's going to be hit or miss probably every single week, but I'm totally fine with that. It's not worth upgrading from Njoku. If you're going to upgrade from Likely to a higher end tight end, I'm shooting for the moon. I'm going for McBride. I'm going for a Kincaid. I'm going for one of those guys, not an Njoku. That's a lateral move in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Hey, just so you guys know, if you spam, I'm going to just delete the comments because it's not cool. Okay? Don't do that. Jason, appreciate it, man. Sorry to be dad about it, but like it's not effective. We don't read questions because you put it 6 times. Do you have any suggestions on tips or ideas that could prevent people from orphaning their dynasty teams? Yeah, pay a year in advance is good.
Yes.
Play in higher stakes leagues. Only play with people you trust. That's honestly, those are my suggestions. But like, again, there's a lot of questions that people ask that we just don't have the answers to. This is one of them. You know, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything you can do. Dynasty turnover is just a part of the game. But like trading with an active league, I mean, it's unfortunate. Like, I'd just be really selective.
Why we don't like
leagues.
productive struggles.
That's why we don't like productive struggles. Exactly right. So appreciate it, man. I like productive struggles on leagues where I actually know it's going to last. But
right, yeah.
Country Connected.
Country
what's
Connected.
Up,
yeah, he says 12-team PPR went 0 RB. Love Fields, Brian Robinson, Ford, Monty, Najee. That's not 0 RB. That's still not bad. Now get ready. Devontae, Chase, Olave, Wilson, DJ Moore, Leggett. Anything you do worth a trade for an RB upgrade. You got to hold Olave. He's valued too low in the community. You got to hold Wilson. Everybody's freaking out. You got to hold DJ Moore. Everybody hates that offense. Devontae Smith is the only. You got to hold Chase too, right? Because he's very low. Devontae Smith is the only guy that I would consider moving if you want to get another running back, because you are definitely chilling at wide receiver. Stop Devontae Smith at the moment. AJ Brown's going to come back. I would shoot for the moon with Devontae Smith right now. There's a lot of high people at the moment. I mean, who are you thinking at running back there?
Yeah.
Jacobs level guy, maybe even higher.
Yeah, no, I think probably a little bit higher than that. I mean, you could go James Cook, Alvin Kamara, those guys. So
yeah.
But I like your team, man. I think it's a good team. So really appreciate the super chat, by the way. Thank you so much. 12-man PPR, 2 flex money league. Jaden Daniels, Monty, JT Spears, Algier, Tyreek Hill, Chase, Rice, Godwin, Watson, and Goddard. Moves to make. I bought low on Hill and Chase. Yeah, I can tell because your team is stacked. Let's see how your team does for a couple weeks. I love you've got a hero running back. You've got Daniels, a rushing upside quarterback. You've got 4 elite wide receivers right now. Chris Godwin is elite right now. I think if you can ever pivot off of Goddard for somebody a little bit more productive at tight end, you do, but let's just see how it goes. So
yeah,
I would hold Goddard for now and wait for him to produce without AJ Brown and then sell him if you're going to do that. So
yeah,
appreciate you, man.
Ooh, Chef ran. This is a juicy trade. Jaden Daniels, Brees, and Terry. Throw Terry out of the deal for Mahomes, Kyron, and Reed. Brees for me. Kind of depends on the format a little bit, right? If you've got 12 team versus a 10 team, if you've got a 10 team, you want to go with Brees. But honestly, I'm just going with the best players there. I'm going with the rushing upside and Jaden Daniels, and I'm taking Brees. So,
I'm just taking Brees there. So
with the Braylon Allen stuff too, Brees might be a low key buy this week.
Yeah, no, people are actually like asking like if people should be, freaking out. I'm like, dude, no, absolutely not.
I mean, if Brees is going to split carries with Braylon Allen and still score 17, 18 points a week, I'm fine with that. Like,
yeah. I'm
especially when he's getting all the valuable touches inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, no, and that's what people
inside the 20.
He's not really taking third down rolls, and he's not really taking any of the goal line stuff. So like, that's the stuff you're worried about. Right. That's the stuff you're worried about.
Braylon is very dependent on explosive plays. You saw that in week 2 against Tennessee. And Brees, they're going to put him on, like, even when they take him off the field, Braylon's in for a series, and then they drive all the way down the field. They're putting Brees in once they get inside the 20. So
right, yeah,
just be aware of that.
Yeah, no, I'm not free. I'm not at all worried about Brees. So, Apex Predator says 12-team PPR. You got Murray, JT, Kyron, Mason, Benson, Dowdle, Olave, Ayuk, Neighbors, Reed, and Deontay Johnson and Kincaid. Any upgrades you suggest? So you're starting JT and Kyron with Murray. I like that on the front end of your roster. You've got Mason as a backup. You've got Trey Benson. You can probably think about dropping him or Dowdle and getting some better waiver guys there. Olave, I like holding. Ayuk, I like holding. Neighbors, I like holding. Reed, I like holding. Deontay Johnson, again, waiver guy probably at this point. And then Kincaid. Yeah. I mean, I think one thing you could do is you could try to move off of Kyron and maybe try to move off of Kyron and Kincaid in the same trade and maybe down tier at running back a little bit, because there are some guys that are less valuable than Kyron Williams that I'm just as comfortable with from a scoring perspective. I'm talking about guys like James Cook, Travis Etienne, not really Etienne actually. James Conner is a big one. So somebody in that range, and you could just go hero with JT, and then you could move and try to get from Kincaid, who's been a little bit disappointing, to like a Brock Bowers, a Laporta, a Kelsey, or McBride. So,
yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
Yep. Dan Flynn up next. Or Dave Flynn. Sorry,
Dave, I'll let you take it.
Dave says, who should I start at my flex? Javonte Williams, Alec Pierce, or Darnell Mooney? Gross.
Javonte.
I think you go with the running back here and go with Javonte. Yeah, he had 11 points last week. The receiving upside, you're kind of depending on an explosive play from Alec Pierce or Mooney. That is so unknown.
Right.
So that's tough, but good question there. Let's go with the running back. Matt G says 12-man per. Need to start 2 running backs and 1 flex. Rashad White, Swift, Charbonnet, Dobbins, and Worthy. Really stuck here. Thanks. Rashad White and Charbonnet are my top 2 running backs here. At flex this week, let me look at my rankings between Swift and Dobbins. I think they're pretty close. We have Swift higher, I think, by a little bit because they're playing the Colts. We've got Swift ahead of Dobbins by like 3 spots.
The matchup is opposite for him. So
right. Dobbins is a tough matchup against the Steelers, who have one of the better defenses in the league, and then Swift is going to absolutely crush the Colts. And don't underestimate DeForest Buckner being out for the Colts defense. Like they're not going to be able to stop the run.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that. So
yeah.
Appreciate you, Matt. Waffle, what's up, man? My advice for leagues: be choosy. Exactly. Join a community like Flock. That has helped a lot. And build a league around the chatty, polite, and intelligent signing members. And I think that's been a strategy that paid off for a lot of people in our community. So we've got good leagues. If you guys want to pop over, and if you're a domain mother flocker, part of what you get is you get some good leagues. So Aaron Jones, my gosh, fantasy football brain. Appreciate, man. 10-team PPR. You got Kyler, JT, White, Wilson, Godwin, Trey, DK, Raiders, D, I'm assuming, and Fairbairn. Fairbairn's your best player. And then Rome, Chase Brown, Rico, Shaheed off of waivers. DeMarcus, Robinson, P. Ryan, Braylon Allen. You've got T. Higgins on IR. So T. Higgins is going to be back this week, so that's probably good. And
would you go with Higgins or DK in a starting lineup?
I don't know. I don't have Higgins ranked. Probably Higgins. I probably have Higgins ranked higher. I think Higgins is gonna pop off when he comes back. So
that'd be nice for you.
That's my theory. But in terms of, I think what he's asking here is, should I drop any of the guys for the guys on waivers? I'm okay dropping Chase Brown at this point, which is crazy. And I think I'd rather have Braylon Allen. Rico, if you want to drop him for DeMarcus Robinson, then that's okay. But those are all guys probably in the same range. So it's a solid team, though, man. I like it. Appreciate you.
Yep.
You got the next one?
Yeah, Country says, appreciate you. Here's my 14-team PPR, 2-0. You got Baker, H.M. Pollard, Godwin, London, Gibbs, Schultz, Algier, Worthy, Debo, Yoshi Voss, Love. Thoughts or trades? Baker's a hot name right now. You got Love coming back healthy. Move one of your QBs.
Yeah.
If you can, they're going to be a little more valuable in a 14 team as well. You're going to have a couple teams that are pretty desperate, like an owner of Justin Herbert, right?
Yeah.
I would see if you can get something there. Your running backs are really good with Gibbs and H.N. Your receivers are okay. Really hurting without Debo. If you're going to move one of those QBs, I'd try to get a serviceable receiver. to help out here. Who are some kind of targets?
What range?
Reed and Ridley is probably too high, right?
Give me a name. Who are we looking at?
I said Reed and Ridley. They're probably too high, right?
In the range of who?
Moving guys like Baker and or Love.
Thank you. That's what I needed. So yeah, no, that's too high. Baker and Love.
What about Worthy? What if you move Worthy for a receiver that's going to get more receiving volume consistently?
So if you're doing that, you're moving it for JMO is one of those guys. It's crazy, man. Nice. Pickens, Ridley, Pittman.
Okay, so Ridley is in that range.
Yeah, he's higher. Okay. He's higher, but yeah. JSN and T. Higgins are probably the top end of what you could get. In terms of next to him, you're still getting more volume. Yeah, I'd like to shoot high with Worthy because of his upside. I think even Amari Cooper is not a bad option there. So,
yeah,
but good question. Appreciate it, man. All right, cool. We're through our super chats, so we can answer some non-super chats now. Let's see. Sorry, y'all. Some of your questions disappeared, so we're just gonna take the ones we can see here. Henry, Cook, and Mason for Taylor, Mixon, and Harris. I honestly think I would hold there. I would take your side there. Should I trade away Tyreek? So the Henry side, by the way. Trade away Tyreek and Moss for HN. I think we did that one as well. Start Najee Harris or Akers this week. Akers? He's the only guy there, so.
Yeah, I go Akers.
What kind of players could I possibly get if I package Pittman Jr. with Mostert? You're not going to get very far with Mostert right now. You could maybe try to get a Tank Dell, T. Higgins, JSN. Those are the guys ranked above him in the rest of the season rankings, but I think you're going to be probably going below that right now. And I think you're probably going to end up with a Ridley, a Pickens, BTJ, JMO, Jaden Reed, Amari Cooper. So,
yep.
10-man PPR, traded Pacheco, Goddard, and Shakir for Etienne and Ferguson. Yeah, I'm good with that for sure.
I think that's a great deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Especially
Worthy.
Pacheco now, well done.
Worthy or Thielen, I'd go Worthy. J.K. Dobbins, Cam Akers, or Jerome Ford.
Dobbins.
Yeah, I just go Dobbins there.
Yeah.
Pacheco. Yeah, okay. Worthy or Cooper. I would still go. I think we still have Amari ranked higher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting so much volume,
Yeah. No, I agree. So, all right, we'll do a last call here for questions, and then we're probably going to jump off. But start Richardson or Watson. Always Anthony Richardson against Watson for sure.
Yes.
Even though Anthony Richardson looks bad, Dell or Shakir. I think we have Dell higher still.
Dell. Yeah.
Yeah, we have Dell higher, so let's go Dell.
Yep.
Waddle, Flowers, Moore, Neighbors, start two. That's going to be Neighbors and Moore.
Yes.
Start McLaurin or Jaden Reed?
I believe we have Jaden Reed higher. I mean, Terry.
We have Terry McLaurin higher.
We do have Terry higher?
They're in the same tier, so.
Okay, so that'll change. Again, we did these rankings before the Love news came out. I mean, everyone was expecting Love to not play this week. So if Love plays, go ahead and start Reed.
That's true.
If not, go with Terry.
W Deck, appreciate you, man. I got JK on my bench. My other running back is H-Han, so he's going to stay in. But I'm thinking about switching JK for Derrick Henry this week. Should I? Great stream. Appreciate you, man. And in terms of JK or Derrick Henry, I'm taking Derrick Henry there.
Derrick Henry.
JK's got a tough matchup this week against the Steelers. So, and Derrick Henry's playing the Cowboys, but with Henry, I feel like you just feel
Derrick Henry.
It's Derrick Henry. So, right, that's exactly the reason right there.
Yep.
So, awesome. Josue, what's up, my friend?
Yo.
Should I start Richardson or Burrow? Honestly, I would go
Let's
Burrow.
Look at our rankings here.
Well, I guess if we have Richardson.
We have AR over Burrow. Burrow has a good matchup.
Good matchup, yeah. That's why I said it off the top of my head. But you're right. We do have Anthony Richardson higher.
the rushing upside guys we're almost always going to have up top. Daniels is back to back with Burrow. Daniels coming off a rough week. He's playing Cincinnati. Right, but all those guys are all those rushing QBs are going to be in the top 10 every single week. So
yeah, for sure. So cool.
If AR hits like next levels of suck this week, then maybe we can talk about it. But I think last week they had. I mean, no, not making an excuse for them, but it is tough to game plan against a team that looks a lot different than you initially expected. So,
yeah,
they from an offensive perspective as well. So,
yeah, for sure. Okay, let's go to. I'll let you take this one, Mr. Zeddy.
Yeah, Mr. Zeddy says Jaden plus Kincaid for Rice in Dynasty. You have Kyler. That's an interesting deal. Gosh, Rice looks so good.
Yeah.
But Jaden, I kind of like getting the tight end on top of Jaden Reed because I think Jaden Reed's outlook with Jordan Love is really good too. They're both slot receivers.
I would
explosive
probably
offenses. I think I go with the Reed Kincaid side.
I'd probably take Rice.
Rice.
Yeah, I mean Rice is being valued right now. Like this might change your answer when you see the.
I've seen his graph.
But he's going as like a second round pick now.
Yeah, I know.
Rashee Rice.
That'll of course find its level at the end of the season. So kind of take it with a grain of salt, but
I mean, should it? I mean, what if its level's higher than that? Like it's Rashee Rice.
He'll probably end as like a third round pick.
Well, that's where he's at
early
right now.
to mid third round pick.
He's
right.
a late. He's actually a late. He's actually a late third right now. So.
Yeah, right. And I think that's where he's going to be. Like I just think that's where he's going to be at the end of the season.
You know, from a market value perspective, I do think the Jaden Reed side probably takes it here.
Yeah.
It's close. Yep. It's close.
Yeah, that's why I had to think about it. I'm going with the Reed and Kincaid side.
All right. I'm good with that. Value, baby.
But yeah.
Himothy, appreciate you, man. 10-man PPR 2-0. You got Tyreek. Should I trade him for Garrett Wilson and DeAndre Swift? My running backs are Kamara and K9. Honestly, no. I wouldn't do that. I 10-man. I like.
Get a better running back than DeAndre Swift if you're gonna make that deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Oh, interesting. Is it Reed or Daniels? Because he's talking about Jaden Daniels, dude. I'm taking Jaden Daniels and Kincaid there for sure.
Oh my gosh.
That's not even close.
Well, is it 1 QB?
Yeah, is it a super flex league? Let me know. That would definitely. I mean, that changes my answer.
If it's 1 QB, it's Rashee
Rice.
It's not close.
And as Tresner says, Crashy Rice, which is true.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we'll see what his league
He'll get
settings
suspended for 3 games next year, just like we predicted.
That's gonna really put a hit on his dynasty value. So
easiest buy in dynasty this year.
It's a 1 QB. You take Rashee Rice there. Our answer changed 3 separate times, but our final answer in a 1 QB league for dynasty is definitely Rashee Rice. So had we known it was a 1 QB,
we exercised our brain. It was a good exercise.
Had we known it was a 1 QB, it would have been Rice, no question. So, assumed it was super flex. So appreciate you.
We are about 10 days away from doing a dynasty video.
Yep, Dynasty's going to be back here very soon. We're actually getting some good information now. So,
yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for this live stream, but we appreciate you guys all for jumping on and for asking your questions. Make sure, like I said, drop a like before you leave and subscribe if you haven't. We'll have a video coming out. We actually have a video coming out tomorrow. We have a weekend video for you, and then we'll be back Sunday night with the playbook. So we do appreciate you guys a ton. So do know that. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you guys. Have a really good weekend. Enjoy watching football, and we'll see you later.